That'll be Call to order, City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting for Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. If I could get a roll call, please.
Yes, Diane Johnson.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Chad Johnson.
Here.
Jepson.
Here.
Nobach, absent. Cronenberger.
Here.
Montgomery.
Here, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, if I could get a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Motion.
Motion from Lisa.
Second.
We're going to give the second to Chad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Public input. Nobody has signed up tonight, so we will skip that. Gets us to consent agenda. Consent agenda items may be adopted under one motion as presented or may be removed for discussion and resolution as council business. Item A, just and correct claims for the accounting period that ended June 26th. And item B, meeting minutes, June 17th, 25, city council meeting. Is there anything the council would like to pull down? Hearing none, I would take a motion to approve.
So move. Second.
Second from Diane, motion from Jep. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Gets us to council business. The text amendment for data centers as conditional use. John.
Thank you, Mayor. So before you have the memo, it kind of explains what the situation is. In reviewing the development application that we received from Tract through Kimley Horn, in order to fairly process that, we do need to bring data centers into existence within our code. So the way that they're requesting through a PUD, the rezoning, all the platting, that essentially has to come through a conditional use that's allowed within our whatever zoning district that they will ultimately be in, and that needs to first start by us amending our ordinances to bring data centers into existence. So in the next few weeks, we can work, if authorized, we can work through a draft on that text. So defining data centers as well as establishing the conditions in which we would allow them within various jurisdictions.
Basically, to sum this up, it's so that our city ordinance allows data centers because the last time it was written, data centers probably didn't even really exist.
Yes, and certainly not to the extent as what they are today. So in order for us to even fairly evaluate the proposals from Tract and any other future data centers that potentially could come to the city, having this established will give us the opportunity to do that.
All right. Thank you, John. Comments, questions, concerns from the council? Diane.
And I think I mentioned to both John and to Matt ahead of time. I have no problem with us doing this because it is a very specialized thing and it is much newer. I'm wondering if it might be wise for us, for the sake of the future of the city, to look at hiring somebody who specializes in data use, land management, land thing ordinance, be that an attorney or somebody else to work with us through that step, and possibly the PDU in the future.
John and Shelley, do you think that's something that is needed for the text amendment? Tonight we're just giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down to do that. But with Diane's concern, is that something at this phase or is that something that would be addressed later on?
I don't think starting right now with the text amendment, but certainly using all the right now we're using all the consultants that we have available to us and that we're contracted with to do the evaluations of everything that's coming forward, whether that's the land use decisions, the infrastructure pieces. So we very much are doing that. I am not too familiar of specific attorneys that focus on the municipal side for data centers that have that as a specialty. I do know that other firms have worked on ones recently in the state. The local partners are very good to be sharing information with us in terms of what those agreements are when they're finalized, and and even potentially discussing as amongst colleagues of how that work came to fruition. So we can absolutely explore additional services if they're needed. But right now, I know that thanks to the escrow agreements that we have, we're fully utilizing our consultants every step that we can.
All right. Any other questions, comments from the council? I would accept a motion to approve the text amendment for data centers as conditional use.
No. Us authorizing staff to initiate the text amendment.
I just read authorizing the staff to create the text amendment.
Yes.
All right.
So moved.
Motion from Jep,
Second.
second from Laura. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Nobody here from Chamber. We'll just go around the horn. Jed, anything from Public Works?
It is Fair Week. Public Works are, trying to spruce up catch up on mowing and weed whacking and make everything look nice for the parade and everything. Just bear with us as we go run around town and make things look nice. Our next projects coming up will be the mill and overlay of, we're hoping the end of July for Industrial Park and John Birch Park Alley. So we will start working on that as soon as we get through the 4th and fair. So
Thank you, Jed. Chief, I'm sure you got something with the fair as well.
Yeah, as Jed said, Fairs Week is coming up. Just a reminder for residents that live along the routes that would be entrances into and out of the fair, they will see increased traffic. If they're seeing driving conduct or something that's concerning to them, please call us so we can be aware of it and try to resolve that issue. The parade will have some impact along the regular normal route with parking restrictions and traffic delays, especially at the end of it. But most of the residents are used to it, but just bear with us. It usually comes off without too many hitches, and we get a lot of people that come to watch, and then a lot of them will continue to hang around for the fair. So hopefully everything goes good, weather cooperates, but we'll be ready in case the weather doesn't.
Thank you, Chief. Sarah? Shelley? John?
Quickly, just to update, attended the league conference last week in Duluth, and Chad was there as well. It was, again, always a great conference. They had over 700 participants, which is probably one of the largest they've ever had. Duluth's a wonderful venue for that, despite the weather. It was a little cold and rainy. They had some of the things that I enjoy. The keynote speakers are very engaging, trying to be uplifting and finding ways to help with their kind of work-life balance and working in this world. I do appreciate the exhibit hall. I've worked with a lot of vendors over the years, and it was great to kind of catch up with a lot of those folks that provide excellent services for municipalities. So to have them all in one location is really cool to kind of introduce and make connections for folks. One item I attended I was invited, attended the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities breakfast. They're one of the lobbying partners that kind of work through the state for cities, the Association of Small Cities, Coalition, League of Minnesota Cities, and then there's a Metro Cities agency too. They're the big players for supporting cities at the legislative level at the state. I've worked with the Coalition in the past with my work in Little Falls. They're an excellent organization with some high quality people that know issues that really support communities. I think they certainly address and target areas that affect our city very much, as well as others. So I've worked in the past to try to move forward. One of the updates that they had from the legislature and kind of priming for next year is the housing and local control issues are going to be back. They just get reverbed and retitled as something else. The Missing Middle was the title last year, but they'll be continually targeting that. And so what they did have was a panel of other cities that are doing creative things with local control around housing, which includes the city of St. Peter that is also has been for actually longer than we have been doing a city-led housing development. So they're the developers bought the land, paid for the infrastructure, selling the lots to then recoup the cost of their investment. So really, really cool. One other really interesting civic or educational session was on civic engagement. They had a couple speakers who work with the West Central Initiative Foundation, and they've been talking about different strategies that are out there to re-engage your community members so that kind of get them to think about and participate in different forms of the civic involvement, whether it's volunteering on commissions or boards or even running for elected office. There's a kind of a dwindling number of folks that are interested in participating in that. And one stat that I took home was 1 in 37 people in rural Minnesota are likely to be in some capacity of an elected position, whether that's school board, city council, township board, county commissioner, soil and water conservation districts. It's not a lot. And you go to the metro, and that number goes to 1 in 700 or 1 in 900, some much larger number, higher ratio. So it just goes to show that we have to wear a lot of hats, and we have to do a lot of things. So it's why I love rural Minnesota or greater Minnesota, because you get that opportunity to really connect and participate. But it makes it challenging when you don't have as many people, or you get the same people that are kind of constantly always doing everything. The council budget meeting is scheduled for July 15th. I'm just trying to finalize the time. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., I'm looking for a 2-hour block of time for you all. The feedback that I've gotten has been pretty open, so if anybody has a very firm not available during that time, please let me know, or otherwise I'll probably just schedule it starting at 10 for that day. So if you're available, that'd be great to make it, because my intention is having the department heads kind of giving their high-level capital needs for the upcoming year and kind of getting to know what it is that they do.
Did I not email you my,
You did.
okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. You had a couple conflicts either end. All right. So that is all that I have.
All right. Thank you, John. Laura?
I'm good.
Jep? Good. Diane?
Just everybody have a safe Independence Day celebration.
Lisa?
Good.
Chad?
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. I agree. Have a great 4th. Enjoy the parade. Enjoy the fair. Go out there. Have fun. I feel like there's something else, but we're just going to let it go for now. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Diane, do I have a second?
Second.
Lisa, did you get in?
Yeah.
Second from Lisa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.